What up, what up, what up, what up? Welcome back to the Entourage Hour, man. It's your boy, the infamous Black Grunge. We back in this motherfucker. I got my man.
Shalom.
With all the wisdom and the knowledge in the world.
I want to say all of it.
The man with the plan.
The man with the plan.
All of it.
The man with the plan. And down there, y'all know who she is, man.
First
mama.
Lady DMV.
First Lady
Hey.
DMV, a.k.a. Flap Jizzle X.
One
What's
mama.
up? Hey, what's up, man?
Man, it's good to be
I ain't
back.
seen you in about 2
I
months.
know, right?
It ain't
Oh,
been
hold
no
on,
two-
Devon. They've been
Niggas
going
stay-
on
look,
you.
look.
They've been
Last
going
time
on you, Devon.
last time I saw Demond on the
What's
show,
been
what
up?
I
What's
say?
been up? What's
I
been
said,
up?
Demond,
Show
you
up.
ain't been here. Then you like, man, I'm always here. Nigga, we ain't seen you about
2
since
months.
Easter.
No, I can see that point. It's been a minute, and but I'm glad to be back. I'm glad to
Okay.
Tune in.
I've been tuning in y'all and saying
Glad to
how y'all
have
been
you
rocking.
back,
and,
man.
ListenVisionLive.com.
it's been beautiful, and this is a good topic that I think is going to impact a lot of people. But what's been going on, man? I've been watching the shows, man. Yeah, the knowledge been
don't know.
flowing, man. What, like, I'm like, what is this?
I told niggas I don't read a book. I
No,
got
what-
glasses.
is they
when
what
I got
now?
when I got glasses, I got smart.
Oh, that's what it is. You put the specs on.
I can
it's
see
like,
the- I can-
is something going across the screen up there.
I can see the signs and shit instead of
okay,
just
okay, that's what
motherfucking
it
running
is.
through the situation, man.
That's what
But
it
yeah,
is.
man, it's glad to have you back.
Glad to
First
be
Lady's
back.
back in the business. What's going
Right.
on? Hello, Miss First Lady.
Hello, hello, hello. Thank each and every one of my listeners for tuning in each and every Friday night from 8 to 9 p.m. for the Entourage Hour here on WOS Radio. We want to give a shout out to all of our viewers in
Yes.
150
Appreciate
countries.
you. Yes.
We thank you, and we
Absolutely.
appreciate y'all tuning
Always.
in.
That viewer list look good, man.
Hey,
Oh, yeah.
That
hey.
viewer list look
yeah.
good, man. Shit, I'm
Yeah.
trying to take a trip over there and see me, motherfuckers. Y'all, if you're watching me, treat me like a star, because they don't like niggas over here, boy. No bullshit. No bullshit. Before we get into our topic today is going to be, our show today is going to be based on, this is Mental Health Month.
Right.
So we're going to get into, mental health issues,
Right.
recovery, treatment,
Right.
acceptance,
Right.
denial,
Right.
religious aspects, how,
Right.
the
All of
motherfucking
it.
church folks.
Just
say it's
bringing
a,
awareness.
yeah, church
Bring
folks
awareness.
say it's a demon when nigga you
Right.
probably need to take some Prozac or something.
Right.
But, we're gonna get all involved and deep into that.
Let's
but
unpack
before,
it.
But before we go there, let's get on this bitch. The vote.
The votes?
That man.
The
I ain't
votes?
talking about Belle Biv, nigga. I'm talking about.
Bessie DeVoe.
I mean, we was talking about Belle Biv, I'll be straight. But that
Thought it was
that,
me.
That thought
Now,
that bitch thought it was her.
now, see,
She thought it was about her.
I boned up on most of the mental health issues that we were going to be going into, but I understood what was going on because it was blasted on the news. Let me get this straight. She went to a HBCU. This is the new
Bethune-Cookman
Yeah.
Bethune-Cookman.
Bethune.
in
Right.
Florida. Shout
In
out to Florida.
Right.
It's a motherfucking
She goes
FLA all day.
statue at the
FLA
Lincoln
all
goddamn
day.
Park.
there
Go ahead,
to
I'm sorry.
bridge. No. Drop it. I'm just trying to figure out what happened to bridge relations between the White House and HBCUs, or this is. I'm just saying what I've heard reported. What they said the whole plan was to go out there and build bridges.
Throw
and,
niggas a bone, basically.
Right. And
Yeah.
go and just go with that.
First lady shit all fucked up. Yeah. But apparently what they forgot was that there was a petition signed.
Well, say who she is first. She's the
I don't know what the bitch.
She's the
Secretary
Secretary of Education.
Secretary of
She's the new
Education.
Trump appointed Secretary of
Which
Education.
people really said wasn't really a big,
well
position anyway, but they control
it's-
billions.
It's
and
very important,
billions of dollars,
and especially your
trillions of dollars of tax,
Right.
of loan money,
of our loan and taxes
and public school funding.
Exactly. And why it's
So-
important is the ideology of
Hey, Bobby.
your
what's up? Hey, Chuck.
your secretary is going to determine how your school system goes. For example,
Exactly.
she is pro charter schools. I mean,
Yeah.
seriously pro charter schools.
Yeah.
Now this may sound good for a lot of people, and I realize there's a lot of middle income black people who will see this and be like, "Nah, I like charter schools. They great. They work good for me too." But you gotta look how it works. What's good for the goose isn't always good for the gander. It's not always true because you're sitting in a certain tax bracket. Those below you will not benefit. They don't have as much income going into those charter schools, so they rely on a public
The
system.
one good thing that Barack did do was he shut them motherfuckers down. He
built a wall. Give him respect. He built a wall.
He shut them motherfuckers. He
Yeah,
said,
he built
"Look,
a wall.
only thing
Can't
y'all
wait to
doing
get you
is
back too,
taking
Chuck.
from the other public schools just
Right.
because you can get a certain test
Right.
level back. My
Right.
kids went to charter school. Them niggas just as bad in there as they was in public school.
Well, charter school. I had the benefit of seeing both of them, especially for early education. And I'm gonna be honest with you, the DC charter schools are far superior than Maryland public schools. I'm talking about the upper end Maryland public schools because I go to my kids go to Perrywood, which is one of the more established of the
kid
public
go to
schools.
Perrywood.
Yeah,
you have a Largo?
yeah, the one down in my Largo. Yeah.
It's bad as shit.
Yeah.
But look, let me tell you, that's what I'm saying. But still, you know what I'm saying?
But it's ranked as one.
we looking at test scores and
Right,
all
right,
of that.
right,
You know what I'm saying?
right.
What I say, what they're doing is they're passing that thing. They're passing the buck through. So you got kids who are smart enough to do the work,
Right.
And they whiz through it,
Right.
But the work that they're giving doesn't challenge them. So
Right.
those
They get
scores are
bored.
kind
Skewed.
of skewed. A
Yeah,
lot.
they're
So you're not
definitely
getting-
skewed.
But anyway, this bitch went to Bethune-Cookman. And the students, which I
Ooh.
applaud them, that one nigga
Yes.
that was on the video that tried to
Right.
act, he tried to act like he was gonna stand up, but then he
Right.
put his shit under the seat
Right.
and saw who else the fuck was gonna stand up, and then kind of stand looking at her, and then stood to the side, and then decided to, nigga, I'm gonna call you out. So if y'all see that video with that nigga who put his motherfucking his flyer, whatever the fuck,
Right.
underneath his ass and tried to make a decision what he was gonna do, nigga, we gonna fire you up. But I applaud those students.
Who
and-
was
For
it
taking
the-
a
was
stand,
it the
for taking a
dean?
stand. That's
Who-
what it's
who was
all
the-
about.
the president-
At the end of the day,
the president.
Who
So
was like everybody.
no, at the end
So
of the
the-
day, you saw them young people getting carried out. Like they had security
Right.
people escorting them out.
See, I didn't even see that
almost
part of
in
that tape.
handcuffs.
Now I'm
You know what I
frustrated.
mean?
See, I didn't see
Because
that
of the fact
part.
that they stood up for
Yeah,
I
what
didn't
was
see
going
that part.
on.
I didn't
So,
see that
Oh,
part.
yeah,
I didn't
that's
see that
the
part.
part. Okay.
See, so
told
now,
him to calm
y'all
down and
niggas
then
on.
started-
Yeah,
See,
they were getting escorted
but I
out
saw- I
with
didn't
security
see-
police,
I didn't
security
see-
police with their arms behind
Oh man,
behind their back.
So I ain't
School
see.
that I graduated
Yeah.
from, I done paid
Oh,
for,
wow.
but because
I
I
didn't-
got a voice that don't basically agree
I didn't-
with this woman you got here now, it's a problem.
I didn't see that part. I didn't
Yeah.
see him getting escorted out. I saw when the nigga stood up like the deacon in church talking about, ain't no way.
Yeah.
Y'all don't be
Yeah.
going to pay the time.
They booed his ass too. They're like,
And
shut
so,
up, sit down.
what my thing is, this is why he got to go. As soon as I saw the video and I saw him stand his coon ass up, I said that nigga's got to go.
Yeah.
When your students are telling you, we don't want this bitch here.
Y'all listen.
That's the
Right.
first priority.
Right.
But
Right.
what you got caught up in was some coonery. Your
Right.
ass wanted to say, well,
Wanted to appeal to the new White House
let
administration.
Bethune-Cookman,
Exactly.
Let Bethune-Cookman be the school that's breaching,
Right.
Right.
reaching over
Right.
to their hands and stuff. Yes, sir.
Right.
Fuck that. What you look like is you was
They're
straight
not gonna
cooning
ge- they're not
because
gonna
you
do
didn't
anything.
hear
Right.
your students. Now, if your students was acceptance of it,
That's
I
another
would
thing.
still go
Right.
coonery,
Right.
but you know,
It's acceptable
okay.
because it's what they wanted.
They said we got to pay this money back.
Right.
We took the
don't
loans
want
for this.
We this is my
Right.
commencement ceremony, not yours.
Right.
Exactly.
We don't want this
Exactly.
bitch here. So
Straight up.
if we don't want the bitch here, if she
shouldn't be
getting
here.
locked out of public schools in D.C.,
Right.
why the fuck you think that Bethune-Cookman was a
You
good
gonna
idea
use us as
to
a
have this
staging
bitch?
ground to showcase her and her new role.
Exactly.
As the Secretary of Education.
Bitch, go to a
And-
school where it's like
and I don't
25%
know
black.
how much money they gave. Cause see, everybody go, oh, it ain't all about, man. It's always
It's
about
always
money.
about money. That's
They
why
gave
that.
them some money.
That's why that
and they,
nigga.
and they
Well,
took it
that
and
was
they
my
allowed her
whole
to go
question
speak.
to begin with because I was like, hold on. First of all, for this woman to go down there and for the students to do what they did, I was like, who the hell paid her to come there in the first place?
Man, let me
They
tell
didn't.
you.
No.
They got money.
The school got money.
Got
you
money.
mixed
For
it.
letting
To let
her.
the bitch
Okay.
Absolutely. One of those, whether it
And
be
they're
the
denied.
dean or the president, it
They're
was something
denied.
under the table they got. Or
They're
some type
denied.
of funding
That's
they
even
got.
worse.
But the
and was like,
president,
yo, just
That's
let her go
even
down there
worse.
to
Edison
showcase
Jackson, you need to get your ass the fuck out of Bethune. That nigga named Edison Jackson.
Edison
Jackson, you need to
What?
get the fuck out of
Oh,
Bethune-Cookman.
my goodness.
That board needs to be motherfucking replaced. And any other
Ridiculous.
motherfuckers that try to silence those kids that paid their hard-earned money, that
Their
got to
parents-
pay their
their
hard-earned money,
parents, right.
or their parents are going to pay their
Right.
hard-earned money,
They're gonna
to
pay it
silence
back.
them
Right.
and have them motherfucking
Right.
evicted and ejected from
From
their
their
own
own
commencement ceremony.
graduation.
You motherfucking coon-ass niggas need to go. And that's all the goddamn I'm going to say about it.
All right.
I ain't know he put the motherfuckers out.
All right. Black grunge in the building. Black grunge in the building.
Man.
Calm
Blow
down,
one up.
calm
They
down.
fucked me
Angry
up
black
on
man.
that.
I know.
Escorted
we got
them out.
angry black man
Escorted
part
them.
two.
Escorted
Angry
them
black
out
man
as
part
if they
two.
were in a Trump rally.
Right.
Nigga, is you got
My school, my what I have to pay back.
I gotta leave.
escorted them out as if they were in a Trump rally. I want y'all to let that shit resonate.
Right.
They escorted them out as if they was disruptive in a Trump rally. Give it a fuck whatever you say. I know you might say, well, there's other people that paid
No,
money
people gonna use the
that
logic.
didn't do
No,
that didn't want that to happen.
Right.
Show me them motherfuckers.
But
I
people
dare
also
them to stand
gonna-
up
they
and say,
also going to use the logic that they got money that would help, supply the school and help them or whatever. And it's
President,
like,
that nigga Edison ain't giving that shit up.
Right, the peanuts that they threw at y'all for doing that, so you could, be looked upon as, showcasing this woman was not worth the amount of revenue you're going to lose and people having to go back there next year. How many children? I know I wouldn't send my kids.
That fat
there.
nigga pick up
Yeah,
prostitutes.
I'd be crazy.
I'm going to tell you, he get prostitutes. He look like a nigga that gets prostitutes. Y'all say whatever the fuck you want. I know what a motherfucker look like that get prostitutes.
I don't speak on what I know about him.
I'm preaching about what I
hear
think.
you.
And what I think is that nigga get prostitutes. He look
hear
like
you.
the nigga that get prostitutes. You Edison Jackson, you raggedy motherfucker. And I'm just letting you know, nigga, that we gonna send a petition to get your ass up out of here. All right, we talking about mental health, and this nigga about to give me some mental shit.
Getting back to the subject.
God damn.
The topic
back
at
to the
hand.
Fuck you,
subject.
Edison Jackson.
Talking about mental health. And
Yeah.
yeah, we know President Trump.
who-
I ain't even call him President Trump.
Trump.
That
I don't
nigga
call
Trump.
that nigga ain't my
That nigga
president.
Trump, he ain't
Fuck
my
that
president.
nigga. I don't
he's
pay
elected president
taxes,
of the
so he
United
ain't my
States.
president.
You know what I'm saying?
So listen.
Yeah.
So check this out. Who was that said that? I think it was a guy from MIT.
Which one?
Not NYC. It was two.
NYC or MIT?
Two major professors.
One's technical and
philosophy, not philosophy, psychology.
okay.
I think one was at Yale or Harvard. One of the two.
Both of them specialize. Yale and
Oh,
Harvard.
both.
Psychology,
Whoever
both
it
of
was,
them.
two
They
top
always
motherfuckers.
competing with each other over who's the best
Right.
philosophical asshole.
It was two top motherfuckers that declared that motherfucker to have some type of mental issues. Now, these are the two top, and I posted this when I heard this about 2 weeks ago, and two people that of ilk that understand the mind and how it functions.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Are saying that this
I got-
motherfucker is
go ahead.
not
I
fit
got my
for
opinion on that.
presidency, especially when I'm holding bombs.
Right.
And now if you could take some stressed out social workers, you know what I'm saying, opinion of the black children,
Right,
because
right.
she don't see 50 of them one day.
Right.
I had an ex-girlfriend that was a social worker, and that bitch, we went to places, man, that it would drive you crazy.
Right.
After you see 2 kids, you don't want to see no more. Imagine
Right.
having to see 10 of them
Yeah.
little bad
Right,
motherfuckers
right,
on a daily
right,
basis. You know what I'm
right.
saying? And so they're quick to label them, well, they're ADD or they're PST or they're SWV.
Right.
You
Yeah,
know what I'm
yeah.
saying? All
They
that
put
shit.
some alphabet on them.
They all
They
that
throw
shit.
some alphabet
And
on them. They
we are-
label them,
and
put a stamp
society
on them,
is
pump full of drugs,
ADHD.
move on your way.
Stamp them, drug them, put them in jail.
It is.
But
It
y'all
is
let this
chattel.
motherfucker stay up here after 2 of the top minds said that this motherfucker has some issues with him.
Right.
Hey,
Well,
man.
let me just go ahead and interject. I'm gonna go ahead and get out this way because it ain't gonna be popular.
Get it
I
on,
don't.
man.
I don't ascribe to the thinking of mental illness.
Okay.
Now, before you look like, oh, I know. No, I do believe in people suffering, obviously, and I believe in problems and
I'm
issues
gonna
that people
disagree
have.
with you here.
However, mental illness, illness is something that is quantifiable. It is measurable. It is something that you can have false out of. You can go, you can test. You know what I'm saying? Whether it be a gene or
No, because
or something
I'm
that they
going
can
to
find in the
I'm going to
brain.
interject on this one here
Sure,
because when you
sure.
have people that have chemical imbalances,
You can quantify
like,
that.
They call
imbalance.
No. Let me just finish.
You can
Okay,
quantify
go
that
ahead.
imbalance, though.
No. That's what they define as mental illness. It's
No, I'm
chemical
not talking about I'm talking about people that legitimately
That's the term.
deal with chemical imbalance.
I
meaning,
get that. Hold on. Let me just
Let's
Go
see
ahead.
what he's gonna say first.
Right.
before you
all right, go ahead,
bounce.
go
Sound
ahead.
like I'm
right.
ding ding ding. WWE tonight. First lady.
Friday Night Raw.
There are indeed chemical imbalances with people. Different dopamine levels that go through
Correct.
that everybody
Your
deal with.
serotonin and your melatonin.
Correct.
Yeah.
100%. That is totally legit. I'm not saying anything against that. What I'm saying is the field of psychiatry and mental illness as of itself is a hoax, and it was based off of racism. Now, what happens is they'll give you the whole point of it is a chemical imbalance. This is how it's defined by the medical
Medical term.
Yeah, medical term, scientific journal medical science is that it's a chemical imbalance that has to be treated with psychiatric drugs.
Not necessarily.
But no, that's how it's defined. I'm
Okay.
not saying it's
Right,
necessarily
right.
or whatever.
Gotcha.
I'm just telling you that's how it's defined,
got
right? It is some type of chemical imbalance that is corrected through drugs.
I got you.
That's what it is. Every one of these drugs, and see, the whole notion of drugs, like if you have a drug, say if you have, pink polka dots that grow in your hand or whatnot, and you take a drug for it, and it's an outbreak of pink polka dots. You take that drug, the infections of pink polka dots are going to go down, right?
Okay.
Right, that's going to go down. Ever since the boom of the first generation of drugs, the Prozac, the Thorazines, all the big dogs, since they came out in '87, ever since then,
Ritalin and all that.
right. Ever since then, it has only quadrupled.
Okay, we're talking about pharmaceuticals here. What I'm
They're
saying
linked.
is, hold on.
They're linked.
What I'm
They're
saying
linked.
is,
It's a business.
it's about teaching people how to deal with coping mechanisms.
Sure.
Because you can holistically deal with mental illness by dealing with coping mechanisms.
Sure.
So
and I'm gonna tie both of
this
y'all
is not even.
together.
I didn't even do my research tonight on this, but I know
because the studies have shown that the placebos are more effective than psychiatric drugs.
So I'm
And
gonna
people believe.
so tying in what you're saying. This is but still, yet and still, we can agree that a disturbance in your mind
Absolutely.
is a mental illness.
No.
Yes,
An illness.
yes,
I
it
won't
is.
call. I won't call. I won't call
I've
it
been
illness.
depressed.
I'm just
I don't
So
call it
I
illness.
know what that is.
we
I
gonna
don't
let-
call it. I don't call it illness.
He doesn't call it
No.
illness.
I don't call it
He
illness.
doesn't call it illness.
There's
He may
I'm
definitely
call
going
it
to disagree on that
There's
one
definitely
too.
there's definitely a mental
he
problem.
can call it. Okay. Let him not
And
call
my
it.
faith system, I think there's
No.
demons.
Okay, got that. So
I'm gonna put it like this.
You
First-
can't.
hold on.
There's no
Go ahead,
cure
go ahead,
for
go
it.
ahead, go ahead.
There's no cure for it.
He's not gonna call it.
There's no treatment for it.
He's not
All
gonna call
you
it
can do
illness.
is mask the symptoms.
Got you. He's
That's
not,
it.
He's saying basically what it is something because an illness is curable.
Yes.
And
Not just
you
curable.
talk-
Illness
you talking
is
about-
Curable
quantifiable.
You're
by
saying-
dealing with
you're saying
coping
that someone-
mechanisms. That's
Curable
my
by
whole thing.
and quantifiable.
Okay. So, but what you're
Coping
saying is
You
that
got cancer. I can see the
you're
cancer.
saying that
I got you.
Okay, got you. You're saying that an illness is something that is curable or something that can be quantified.
Yes, 100.
That's what you're saying.
That's what I'm saying.
That's your definition of it.
That's what science say.
Okay. So what you're saying? So
Yup.
ones that have I'm not gonna put asterisks, not to disrespect nobody.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
ones
yeah,
that
yeah,
will
yeah.
have mental illness. What do you see that as being? If they are depressed, if they have anxiety, because there's chemicals in our body.
No, 100.
I understand. There's chemicals in our
Bipolar.
body that
100. No,
if we
I
have-
get you.
If we have, it seems like your
Too much,
problem.
too little,
your
right.
problem is with the medication as opposed to
The diagnosis as well.
Diagnosis is.
Yeah. Well,
Because
no.
if,
It's not
if
even.
someone's diagnosed with depression,
Right.
it's obvious that there's certain serotonins or things that they will need that you can actually test and say, you know what, your level,
that's not-
your level is your level.
That's why I wanted to go with
your
it.
But that
level
doesn't always
is not
meet
at a-
the
at a
need
level
for
that-
drug
No, no,
medication
that's
is
what I'm saying.
not always
Let me
necessary.
just address that one point.
You know,
Let me just-
it's not. The
I
level
agree.
doesn't meet exactly what
You're
you know. What I'm
right.
saying what the book of medical science
Right.
may
No.
say.
I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that. And
Okay.
that's true. The problem is, hold on. The problem is that the treatment, which is the drug. See, pharmaceutical is it comes from
Bad
the word
drugs.
pharmaca. It means
Your
sorcery.
issues is bad
That's what it
drugs.
means in ancient Greek. That's what it means.
So your issue is bad drugs, and that's
It's
that's
all
the
drugs to try to treat.
So that's the
mental
second
illness
part. That's another part. That's another part that we
counterintuitive.
was going to get onto. So the person that I spoke to, and people that take drugs or certain drugs for certain, depression,
Right.
anxiety,
The antidepressants and the
schizophrenia,
antipsychotics.
bipolar, things like that. It takes away from your sex drive.
It shrinks your
takes
frontal
away-
lobe. It does all kinds of shit.
a
It
whole lot
causes
of
It
cancer.
dulls you as a person.
Yes.
Right.
That's the
They
purpose.
also there's one key thing that people they won't talk about, and every scientific journal has proven this. What they do is they have dopamine blockers, and these dopamine blockers, they basically it's like the dopamines we were just talking about, like you said, there's certain chemicals that's going off in your body, right? Good, bad, happy, sad, serotonin, all that.
Yep.
These dopamine blockers they put up are like a wall. So as your dopamine flows through, it gets hits
not
this
getting
wall.
to certain
right.
receptors.
So what does your brain do? Your brain
It
makes
shuts
extra.
off
It
those
makes
rec-
extra. No, it just
It-
makes
it-
extra.
It makes extra, but at some point, those
may shut off the ones that'll be-
receptors become null and void to a
And
natural
again,
could
that
be.
comes back to
Adultery.
coping
And-
mechanisms.
no,
that
like
comes
if you
back
don't,
to-
if you don't have the proper coping mechanisms to deal with, like for instance, I'll deal with
Right.
people. Let's say we got people with illnesses, let's say depression, for instance,
Right.
that don't choose to go with drugs as a route
Right.
for therapy.
Right.
They don't, go with that route, and
Right.
they're
Certain
dealing
weeds
with
that
it
can
It's
help
by
counterintuitive.
just getting away, getting in touch with yourself again, identifying the source of what caused
gotta
the
fix
breakdown to
in-
begin
internally
with.
you have to
and
fix.
then,
Yes.
do you know that shit takes years? It does
I
not
understand
happen
that.
overnight.
It does
You know
not.
what I'm saying?
But
But for
drugs
people
are
that do it
shortcuts
without
that don't
drugs,
work.
all that's doing is numbing it. It's not solving the issue.
That's
I
my
Until you
personally
get
point.
to the
don't-
resolution.
That's
The
my-
But
resolution
that doesn't
of the
mean
issue.
that.
That's my
But that
point.
doesn't mean that you can't designate it or call it an illness.
No. What,
Because there's
something
It
that-
is an
an
illness.
illness for
It
me
is.
needs treatment.
No,
It
no,
is.
no,
And
no,
if
Yes,
there's something
yes,
fucking wrong
yes,
with you and
yes.
you're depressed,
I agree.
then you
I
need
agree.
to
Hold on,
definitions.
hold on.
I know, but I'm just saying. Hold on, let me talk,
Go ahead,
nigga,
go
let me
ahead,
talk,
go
nigga.
ahead.
Definitions are man's man's reasoning of why is. That's my point of view.
I
So any
understand that.
definition, Columbus motherfucking discovered America. No, he didn't. But according to the motherfuckers, he did. So I'm not big on definitions. What I'm
History
big
is
on,
written by
what I'm
those
big
who won
on
the
is what
wars,
fuck it is.
basically.
I know that there's some motherfucker that
Right.
if he don't take enough certain shit, whether it be wellness training, motherfucking cocaine, goddamn weed,
Right.
motherfucking dopamine, whatever they need to take, that he's gonna fucking kill somebody.
Right.
That's
not-
just
but that's
factual.
Just not, no,
So
it's not
my
factual. If you just let me.
it's from the shit that I don't see, niggas factual now.
Right.
Just like religion, what you
doesn't-
have experiences, what the fuck you testify to. I'm testifying the shit that I've
Okay,
seen.
all right, let me just
based
deal with-
on
I
my own
respect that.
family.
I respect that.
So with that being said, my definition of an illness is something is fucking wrong.
I understand
You fix
that.
it. If my car needs gas and it runs out of
sick.
goddamn gas, it's
I
sick
got you.
because it ain't got gas.
It's sick.
Give it
I
some
agree.
motherfucking-
For
Okay.
once with him.
That's
I
all I'm
agree.
saying.
I
That's all I'm
understand
saying.
I understand that.
Now preach
But-
it to me.
Okay, it's not about
right.
preaching.
No, I mean
If
preach
your
and teach all the same thing.
If
for
your
like- give me
car,
something.
if your car gets sick,
I'ma
you know what's
diagnose it.
wrong with your car.
Okay.
It can be diagnosed. It needs tires. You know, the oil's low.
Sometimes them
Something-
niggas don't know.
Right. Well, I mean, not that you
Even
got
the
a bad
best mechanics
mechanic.
be
You got a bad mechanic.
Nigga, I got a
Oh,
Benz.
The
I ain't
point
never
I'm
seen no
making
bad
is
Benz.
the point I'm
Take
making
the
is
shot, nigga.
psychology, the study of it overall has its roots in racism. It was always used as a way of controlling populations by diagnosing them with something's wrong with them and controlling women.
Like beliefs and religions. I
yeah,
get it.
yeah, that's what it's the same.
Like
principle
believing
ev-
that,
It is.
you know, our
It's just
God
like
designates us as one
Right.
as
So
one
hold
group
on.
of people that are superior than other. All that's
Right,
bullshit.
right.
So it has a
So
the
let
thing
me-
with our
let me-
mind
let me-
is
let me fin- let me fin-
vast
let
shit
me
that we
finish.
don't know.
Let me finish.
So
Let
we
me finish.
can't really say.
Let me
that
finish.
what
Let me
is
one
and what
second.
isn't.
I got you.
Based on our mind, it's like trying to explain the universe.
I got you. Just give me a
can't
second.
explain it.
Just give me a
Go
second.
ahead. I'm gonna let you
All right.
explain it. Go ahead.
Thank you. Good grief.
Are we gonna take a
I'm
break?
telling you. So, like I was trying to explain, the people who invented this notion of psychiatry and psychology, these are the
Yes.
same people who are, from the Surgeon General, the textbook of clinical psychiatry states, the Diagnostic Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders. All these are the same organizations where they diagnose things. They all say the same thing. You cannot truly, honestly diagnose mental illness. It can't be quantified as an illness.
What?
That's
It
just
can't
like you
be.
cannot diagnose chronic pain.
Well, I tell
Right,
you,
The fact you can't identify
No.
I tell you what.
Chronic pain typically is going to stem from a source. Meaning, if you
not
have-
necessarily.
No, not necessarily, but it typically will. And so what I'm saying is, I'm not saying that people don't have mental issues. I'm not saying that they don't arise. What
you just
I'm
don't want
saying
to call
is-
it illness. You want to
Right,
call it issue.
because the textbook definition of what, now I realize I don't go by textbook or whatever like that, but nigga, the damn world does. The science community does, and so does the police. Everybody's gonna go by that, and then you go by your own shit if you want to. But Uncle Sam gonna have issue. I'm just being honest. So what they say is, if you mentally ill, this is how they get kids. Y'all not understanding.
I get it.
75% of children who are in these damn foster care, they diagnosed with mental illness.
That's what my whole thing about leading the show about saying how they
So
diagnose
they
Trump as being
diagnose
crazy,
them.
but the black kids they see it as giving them pills and throw them in
ADD.
jail because
Right,
ADD.
right. You gotta
ADHD.
stop diagnosing people as being
We
mentally
get
ill.
that, but they
And
diagnose
that's
a
why
lot.
they start
doing
giving
They
out
diagnose
That's
a lot
an
of
excuse for giving them drugs.
I get
Yeah.
that. I get that. But there are, like I explained to like I said, a friend of mine's. There are other means to coping or dealing with that. I'm a person that
I'm with
believes
that
in a
too.
strong mind. You know what I'm saying? I don't been homeless before. Don't been some fucked up shit.
I'm with
I believe
that
that
too.
you can will yourself through anything.
I believe
and
you can
everything.
do- I believe you
But
can do a
some
lot,
people's
but-
shit is more fucked up.
I was
that
gonna
they
say
need to
not
take-
necessarily,
You know what I'm
'cause
saying?
there's
Not
some
everybody's
things-
like
yeah.
that. Like I said, it's
Medicate.
your
Some
mind.
studies have
It's your
shown
mind.
when you medicate, like I said, the dopamine blockers make it worse. Because what happens is
You
if
become
ever
numb.
I don't believe in the
You become
pills,
numb.
nigga. I don't believe
all
in,
of
you
them,
know.
they always, it has been scientifically proven that they do
There's
not work.
there's some natural shit that'll balance it out though. I do believe in some natural shit that's balancing out.
Well, whatever way you're going to do it, what I believe, you need to pick up that book and read. That's what
Which
I
one?
believe. But the scriptures.
The Torah?
Oh,
Which one
boy.
y'all read? Which one the Hebrews read? Which I read? The Torah? The Bible?
Read all the. No, I don't read the Bible.
Which
I
one
read,
you read?
I read all the writings of the Hebrew people. All the writings of the damn
Because
prophets.
when we come back, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, the second part of this, for me, we're going to view how
Post-traumatic.
religion or how beliefs
pseudoscience is religion.
look at this particular thing, like some people say it ain't an illness,
Right.
They say it's demons or it's evil spirits.
I'd rather,
inflicting
you know what I'm saying. I'd rather you
Yeah.
tell me, maybe your dopamine or serotonin's off a little bit.
Yeah.
Just
That's
tell
what
me
you
that
feel.
Instead,
it's
you got
a demon that's-
on you.
Because let's be clear. Let's be clear.
We take comfortable lies
The
over
Hebrews diagnosed retarded people, mentally retarded people, as having fucking demons in them. We gonna come back with that.
they
Hey,
don't.
nigga, we're justified. We'll be back in about 242.
Stay tuned,
Be right back.
y'all.
I knew I was gonna get you with that right now. Yes.
You want
Oh
some
shit, was you supposed to sign off?
All right, y'all.
Sign off, nigga. Do we
Facebook,
sign
I'll
off?
be
We
right
sign
back in just a second.
off? Yeah, I got it. Saw you good on what up, what up, what up, what up. Welcome back. It's your boy Black Grunge, man.
Right.
We here back on the Entourage Hour on Listen Vision Radio. We right across the street from Howard, man. I want to give a shout out to all the Howard's graduates.
HU,
HU that graduated today, man.
Hey.
My cousin's graduated. He's celebrating his 10th year anniversary from dental school, so I know some niggas in the area that can fix your mouth.
That's right.
If your shit is
Fix
fucked
that
up.
grill.
He's supposed to be here. Where you at, nigga? I hope, God damn it, you better be listening to it.
Team Dental all day.
So our show is based on mental health. Angel, I'm glad you chimed in right now. I have my homegirl Angel. Angel went to Suitland with us, and
Right.
she's also a vet.
Right.
Ex-military. So, Angel, we're going to address a lot of questions to you because we're about to talk about what over there, Miss
PTSD.
First Lady.
Miss First Lady.
Okay, so the research that I did this week
Yeah.
when we got the subject, and we were talking about mental illness and raising awareness for people in the community, because a lot of us either sweep it under the rug, or we don't address it, or we don't know what to look for to address it to begin with.
Until it goes away.
So we were talking about post-traumatic
Pray it
stress
away.
disorder. If you watch the news
Better
every
pray
day
than
in this
don't do it.
country,
Fuck that
you see all kinds of signs of post-traumatic stress disorder with all these crazy people
Right.
going out killing people for no
Right.
reason and whatever, and they usually end up being vets or something like that.
20% of all
So,
soldiers get it.
I went to the National Institute of Mental Health website today, and the definition of PTSD, or post-traumatic stress disorder, is PTSD is a disorder that develops in some people who have experienced a shocking, scary, or dangerous event.
Not just for military folks.
It doesn't have to be just military.
Yes.
It could be children witnessing
That's based off your
witnessing their
perspective, yeah.
parents getting killed in front of them,
A
a
bad car
boyfriend,
accident.
witnessing some crazy person killing his mother. It could be anything.
It could be a
School
bad
teacher,
car accident.
whatever.
Watching that fucked up movie, La La Land, whatever the fuck it is, boy, it's
That could
traumatizing.
traumatize
But
you.
what they
Traumatize
also
shit
went
out.
on to elaborate with was it's natural to feel afraid during and after a traumatic situation. Fear triggers many split-second changes in the body, and to help defend against danger or to avoid it. This fight or flight syndrome is typical reaction meant to protect a person from harm. Nearly everyone will experience a range of reactions after trauma, yet most people recover from initial symptoms. Those who continue to experience problems may be diagnosed with PTSD. People who have PTSD may feel stressed or frightened even when they are not in danger. So that could, it's like a whole realm that
Sure.
covers, because you have people that have been in traumatic situations, whether it's
Right.
military,
Right.
whether it's grief, losing a loved one
Right.
through crime,
Right.
if you were held hostage,
Right.
and
If
it's
you in
all
abusive
kinds of
relationship, you could be-
abusive
you have
relationships. It's so many different areas that you can carry with that.
Right.
And raising awareness and making it that it's not a stigma. If you recognize that you have a problem and you notice something's wrong within yourself, you're
Right.
depressed, you're
Right.
being antisocial and this and that,
Right.
and not being afraid to reach out for help.
Right.
Because a lot of us have pride, and with that pride comes the fact that you don't want to reach out for help because you don't want to look weak. You don't want to look like you need somebody. You don't want to look like you need this and you need that.
You don't
But
want pastor to
actually
keep
do.
calling your ass down the
Most-
altar call. Like, nigga,
That-
I don't
But
give me a blunt, nigga. This
but
altar
most-
call
but
shit
most
ain't
people-
working, nigga. I
Most
don't know what the
people
fuck you talking
medicate.
about.
They just
No.
self-medicate.
But that's
They'll
what-
take-
and-
that's
and-
what it is.
but it's
The problem
okay.
Either
is that-
self-medicate
That's
or
the best
medical
medication.
So,
But
Self-medicate.
either way,
Self-medication.
if all you're doing is masking or
covering the
but
symptoms.
that's how you cope. Some people have to cope that way.
But
you know
but
what I mean?
and I hear what you're saying. In the process of building a bridge,
right.
okay, I'm going to have to build support beams to help
Absolutely.
me stand
Right.
to build this fucking bridge across.
Right.
Once I have that bridge complete,
Right.
I can go ahead.
The support
and
beams are going to have to be able to sustain the as it goes
everything and
across.
everything,
Absolutely.
so I
Yeah.
can deal away with that.
I
know
got
what
you.
I'm saying?
I got you.
So like I said, my whole philosophy, I had people that I deal with, and even myself, when what I'm saying, when you just have moments that you like,
Right. I think everybody
get
should
hold of
seek help.
yourself.
Yeah.
I think that mentally you have the power to look yourself and say, look,
I
let's
agree.
get this shit together.
Right.
And but you got to be able to
honestly,
see.
I'm
And if we don't get it together, me and you looking at yourself in the mirror,
I'm going to
then
disagree
Some
with
people
that.
need
Some
help.
other
Some people need
conversations.
help.
Sometimes
Exactly.
there's a flip that switches in your head when you get to the point where
Yeah.
you actually recognize, like, look, I can't deal with this. Like, I don't know how to deal with this. There is actually something legitimately wrong. Like, I just can't deal with this. And there's a flip that switches. And some people cannot cope, or they don't know how to get over that flip that switched, or that switch that flipped, or whatever.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no,
and
I
then
got
you know what I mean? And then you're classified as being crazy, bipolar, post-traumatic stress, whatever,
and then,
depressed.
But that's my point.
Whatever.
That's my point. We need to start.
But it doesn't always mean you need to self-medicate or medicate to get through it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That,
you have to get in
of,
touch with the problem
or you need
and address the problem.
That's my that's a part of what I'm saying.
You praying for you.
People need help. But the issue is not in the pseudoscience of like psychology and stuff, because what they do is
psychology helps.
It's
in some facets.
If you're able to, you might be able to find a diamond in the rough or something like that. But for the most part, all of them are linked to the pharmaceutical industry.
If you can diagnose,
all of them are. And it is an Ouroboros, a snake that eats itself. You know what I'm saying? It's all linked on money. The diagnosis of mental illness quadrupled after the first era of psychoactive drugs, and then it quadrupled again after the next 20 years. It was like in 1955, it was like 150,000 people in the U.S. were, mentally ill. By the time you got to after the Prozac era or whatever have you, it's 1.2 million. It quadrupled. Then it quadrupled again to 4 million 20 years later in 2007. It's going to keep going up. Now you got 1 in 50 who are classified as mentally ill. We need to start helping people.
I understand your view on the systematic push.
Yeah.
For
labeling.
For pharmaceutical.
Yes.
And basically trying to comatose everybody to the situation.
We're cattle.
This is why we're talking tonight, to let people know.
Cattle.
I have a friend that said that, like I said, whatever she was on, it just made her feel like shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It made her feel worse in the situation that she was in. So she had to get out of the pills and out of the shit completely. You know what I'm saying?
Pharmaceuticals is the root word pharmaca. That means sorcery.
Okay.
That's what I'm trying to explain.
With that
it's not meant to help you. It's meant to make money.
With that being said, with anything, there are certain things that will help.
Absolutely.
Certain people.
Absolutely.
You know some shit ain't curable. If you're schizophrenic,
there's no mental illness that's curable.
Some shit ain't curable, but you can manage it.
No, so what they do is they'll mask the symptoms with the dopamine blockers.
I know some
that don't help.
I know some schizophrenic people.
Schizophrenia is one thing. Let's look at schizophrenia.
Now, church folks say
let's
hold on.
And the devil.
Let's just look at schizophrenia for a second. I'll keep it secular. I'll keep it totally out the book or whatever. Let's just look at schizophrenia.
This is the second half. I want it in the book.
Let's deal with schizophrenia, okay? Yeah. So there's been no neurological or brain matter or any type of tissue that can determine schizophrenia. They went so far as to the only evidence they ever had of it was they did a study. It was like maybe a 4-year study, I think, on twins. They had where you would have a twin who was schizophrenic and the other one who was not. And what they did was they went in and looked at the tissue, and what they found was that, we think we found it because the twin who had schizophrenia, his frontal lobe was decreased in size. It had started to shrink. What they realized was that was due to the drugs they were giving to the kid they diagnosed with schizophrenia. Okay. The drugs are harmful. You take them.
I'm going to interject here once again.
Go right ahead.
Okay, so my thing is, I knew someone personally that was diagnosed with schizophrenia, and when I saw the onset and the afterset of how it happened without any drugs being involved, no pharmaceuticals at all, seeing a person that was totally normal at one moment and then the next moment be in the kitchen talking to yourself for 3 hours in a totally different voice.
Right.
And you're like, who is this person? This
I
was
say
not
demonic.
the same person I knew.
So it's a demon.
Yes.
Demon.
So that's what we're going back to. We're going to have to carry that on to another show because we're about to have to wrap
That's
it
what I
up
said,
tonight.
yeah.
But what I'm saying is mental illness is real, and there's lots of
you can
different
drug it and try to keep it quiet, but I mean, at the end of the day, the team is still going to be there until you address it.
I'm sorry,
it's
but
something
all
deeper
of this,
than that to
all,
me.
all of
it's
this,
something deeper than that.
all of this, you got to pray that shit out. Jesus cast.
I don't deal with no. I don't deal with none of that nonsense.
From a Hebrew standpoint, someone who has mental illness, let's say that they're either schizophrenic or let's say, and people don't like to use the word retarded. There's some motherfuckers that's retarded.
People
what do you attribute
take,
that to?
Take something like Down syndrome. No. Let's take Alzheimer's, Down syndrome.
Let's talk. No,
those
are
physical disabilities.
That is something that's
that's not a mental thing.
Let's talk about the nigga that
affect your mind, but
Let's
Down
talk
syndrome
about the
don't
nigga
count.
that'll
Well,
come
yeah,
up
it
to
is a
you and be
23.
like, ooh,
He has okay.
hot
Yeah.
toes.
All right.
That
He
nigga.
has.
My
he-
mother ran a house in
He
Baltimore. My
has
mother
a
worked for
brain.
Yeah,
He has
my-
something that can be determined in his brain where you can see his disability. You can see smaller frontal lobe, tissue damage.
And I saved some
neural
pictures like
impulses.
that on my
they,
phone.
they have them. That's what they use.
Post-traumatic
That's why I
stress,
said mental retardation
depression.
is
I
not the
saved
same
those
thing
actually. I
as
should've
I didn't mean to
mental
offend
illness.
nobody, but
We're going
you
to
know.
save that for another
It's
week.
not the same
I know
thing.
back in the day, motherfuckers used to say that
It's
those
not
are
the
just
same
spirits.
thing.
You
No,
know what I'm saying?
they not. That's a mental. That
All
right
right.
there, those right there is if you had to quantify something as being mentally ill, I would say that's a mental illness. Someone who has Down syndrome, someone who has Alzheimer's, someone those neurological problems that
Down
are
syndrome is
quantifiable.
not just a mental.
But Rain Man, just some shit that's like,
No,
you know,
Rain
this
Man,
nigga
you
can
can-
count real
you
good.
can-
That's all.
No,
I'm
you
just-
can
this-
see those too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
You can
we're
see
going to
those
have
too.
to go ahead and continue this another week, y'all. So you have to make sure to stay tuned to the Entourage Hour each and every Friday night, 8 to 9 p.m. here on WLVS Radio.
Check us out.
You can find us at www.listenvisionlive.com. I'm your First Lady DMV.
Yes,
and
sir.
my
Black
host up
Rum.
here, yo, go ahead and give your signing out
Shalom.
words for the night.
Take
Thank
care.
you for everybody tuning in
Thank
to
you for
Facebook
tuning in.
Live.
Mental Health Month, man.
Mental
if you know
Health
someone,
Month.
support
Stay aware,
someone.
people. Stay
Show
aware.
love to
Ask for help.
someone.
Aware.
Absolutely.
If you want to pray for them, you want to recommend they get some motherfucking treatment, recommend they get some medical treatment. If you want to recommend that they get some counseling, just speak to. I don't give a fuck
Either way
what
you go,
do.
stay aware.
Just be aware of what's
Yep.
going on, man.
Absolutely.
As
Take
my
care.
brother say, Shalom. This nigga ain't never been to Israel.
Shalom.
I don't got to be there.
Shalom, nigga.
I don't got to be there.